There was a funny thing about a lettuce lasting longer than Liz Truss. I think I made a video about her a little while ago. She's an absolute idiot. She really was. She's my preferred candidate for being the British Prime Minister. Partly because she was an absolute clown. She's a maniac. The length of time she was in office doesn't matter. Nothing in the UK is going to change. And I doubt very much in Europe's going to change either. Every head of state, as far as I can tell, are in the pockets of the American government. Now, Olaf Scholz in Germany. I made a video a little while ago about the Nord Stream 2 pipeline. The reason I'm now convinced that the people that I thought blew it up actually blew it up is because the absolute lack of comment and the complete media silence throughout Europe and the UK. I think the Swedish government and maybe even the German government, I don't know, they investigated. The Swedish government said they knew who blew it up, but they weren't going to tell anybody because it was a matter of national security. So I think she's just a little puppet of the American empire. Olaf Scholz, he should resign, he should just go. His ally, in inverted commas, just blew up German as strategic part of Germany's domestic infrastructure, and he said nothing about it. So let's have a look at the women who are lettuce lasted longer than.
You'll be ushered into a room very privately at number 10. Will be laid out in front of you what are called the letters of last resort, your orders to our Trident boat captain on whether you, Prime Minister Liz Truss, is giving the order to unleash our nuclear weapons. It would mean global annihilation. I won't ask you, would you press the button? You will say yes. But faced with that task, I would feel physically sick. How does that thought make you feel?
I think it's an important duty of the Prime Minister. I'm ready to do that.
I asked how it would make you feel.
I'm ready to do it.
Right, so that guy just asked her if she would have a problem pushing a button that would cause global annihilation. And twice she said she was ready to do it. That should have disbarred her from that job, shouldn't it? The funny thing about the Trident nuclear weapon system is it's American. It's based in my country of Scotland. There's no way the British government would be allowed to fire the missiles without, again, the American puppeteers allowing them to do it. There's a hot war raging in the Ukraine just now. In Scotland, sitting on top of 220 American nuclear warheads in a hollowed out mountain 25 miles from my house. You've got to ask yourself, what the fuck is going on, you know? So little Liz, she'll push a button. Now, it doesn't matter who gets in power in the UK. Rishi Sunak, who's a billionaire, is he a billionaire, or is his wife a billionaire? He looks as if he's getting groomed for the job. He's not going to make any difference. You could put Isaac Asimov in there, a donut or a pillowcase, and none of them are going to be able to fix the problems the UK has. the main problems the UK has are we stopped manufacturing stuff. So, in fact, that's not true. England has stopped manufacturing enough stuff to balance its import-export trade. Scotland's a net exporter of a lot of things, but England certainly wasn't. That's a net importer of lots of stuff. The reason it doesn't matter who they put in is because they are all going to do the same thing. The reason the UK's economy is done isn't because of Brexit. It's because of the Ukraine war. The first couple of things Liz Truss did when she became Prime Minister was cut the rate of tax for the wealthiest people in the country. Right, most people are struggling to heat their houses. And the other thing she did, she cut the tax for very, very wealthy people. Then she bailed out the energy companies. Right away you're thinking she's going to push the nuclear button and she's going to bail out the energy companies. The obvious thing to do is tax the energy companies out of existence. Nationalise the entire sector. That gives you some kind of security in your country. Then just don't have anything to do with the Ukraine war apart from offering a safe haven for the Russians and Ukrainian government to come together in the UK if necessary to stop the war. Rishi Sunak, my gut feeling is he's going to double down on the Ukraine war. He's never going to nationalise energy companies. The guy's just about a billionaire. He probably has hundreds of millions of pounds worth of investments in stocks and shares in the energy companies, so it's not really in his interest to do that. So that's why the UK's whacked. We privatised everything. Our railways, energy, the water system in Scotland still state-owned, but in England we sold the crown jewels for pennies. So I'll finish it up in this one as well. To become the Prime Minister of the UK, to appease the American government.
I'm so pleased to be here for the first time at the CFI event as your Prime Minister. As you know, I am a huge Zionist, I am a huge supporter of Israel, and I know that we can take the UK-Israel relationship from strength to strength.
Right, so nationalise energy, infrastructure, the open chequebook sending weapons to Ukraine has to stop. It's insanity. The Ukrainian military were beaten months ago. It's a NATO versus Russia fight now. It's on a knife edge and it could spiral out of control really, really quickly. To become the British Prime Minister, you have to be willing to push the nuclear button, and you have to be willing to house all the American nuclear weapons in your country as well. So the UK is not a sovereign country. There is no country in Europe, as far as I can tell, that is sovereign. So to appease the American puppet masters, you've got to be in NATO or have large stockpiles of nuclear weapons in your country, then swear allegiance to Israel. If you think about some of the stuff the Israeli government have got up to over the years, they're despicable. They're not as despicable as the British government, but again, to say that you support the Israeli government, I mean, forget that type of thing. So, nice, cheery, doom-laden upload from your Uncle Zambo today. As I said, the UK isn't going anywhere. We are doing exactly what the American government told us to do, and it's in a spiral to the bottom. Winter's coming up, things aren't looking good at all, are they? So, box clever out there. These people, they're lunatics. As I said, I would have loved it if that maniac had stayed in power. She's just a total idiot. I want idiots in charge of the UK government. Rishi Sunak wears a £1,000 suit and he can read an auto cue, so that will make him a pretty good Prime Minister, won't it? But he will double down in everything the American government tell him to do. Right, thank you all for watching. Another riveting episode of old Zambo television from my kitchen. Right, bye bye.